This one is called the pants. Take 8.
Welcome to the funniest thing.
Yes, where today,
We're doing a Cliff Notes edition.
the Clifton Notes, since he's from Clifton, New Jersey.
Yes, I am.
And we are going to be talking about something that Darrell's friend Mike Dugan taught him.
About 27 years ago.
Yeah, so tell them in a sentence what that is.
It's how to achieve balance in your life very simply and effectively.
It has to do with pie.
Pies.
Pies.
Who doesn't like pies?
Who doesn't like pie? So we'll start off with a quick reading from Eric the Butterball Butterworth from his book Celebrate Yourself.
Who is also a Unity minister.
Yes, go to goodreads.com.
That's right.
Darrell and Ed is
It's
the search word. And you will find this book and all the books we read on a list where you can buy them for yourself if you like.
And we really do read these.
That's right. That's right. and we don't make money off of selling them out of Darrell's garage. We tried that and it wasn't a very profitable.
No, we just share what we love and find useful to us with everyone else.
And if you buy the books, you get them from like Amazon or something like that.
Right.
Okay. So this one comes from page 109 and the chapter is called Up to Par Insurance. And Mr. Butterworth says, a great fallacy of human thinking is that such things as joy and love and zest for life are simply the effects of good experiences. This is in error. The enthusiastic person does not act in that way because things are going well with him. It is more true that things are going well because he is an enthusiastic person.
That's right.
The expression, this is amazing, the expression up to par originated in England many years ago. There was a man named Thomas Parr who reportedly lived to the age of 152 years old. He became such a legend that feeling up to par was an expression of feeling dynamically alive, a kind of keeping up with Thomas Parr. Parr must have had a great desire to live. And then he goes on to say, you can keep yourself up to par, for there is that in you that is always in the divine flow. Pause often to remember that God has given you dominion. Keep yourself in the thought of oneness in the divine flow, and you will be sustained in a mental, emotional, and physical condition of par. You will live deeply, fully, and abundantly.
That pretty much sums up pies, but I'll show you a quick visual aid that helped me greatly. One quick thing is Mike Dugan said something else to me when we first met, which goes right along with that.
Yes.
We were sitting in a meeting somewhere, and he nudged me and said, this guy talking is the happiest guy you'll ever meet. And I looked at Mike, I said, well, of course he's happy. He's rich. That's what I was thinking. And Mike Dugan said, no, he's not happy because he's rich. He's rich because he's happy. And for some reason that clicked as the truth.
Yes.
And I felt relief. Because then I felt I didn't need to get rich first and then be happy. I felt I could just work at being happy. And P.I.E.S shows us how to do that.
Yeah, and our friend Sandy Page, a listener who's been on the show reading the Daily Word, referenced P.I.E.S in a letter she wrote to us. And I realized, you know what? I must not have really even been listening during that episode because I didn't even really take it in. So this episode is good for me because I want to learn more about how to use P.I.E.S to achieve balance as well.
It's very simple. What we do is we just realize there's 4 parts of man or woman, and those are going to be, let's see if we can see it, perfect. The P, which equals the physical part of us. The I, the intellectual. The E represents the emotional, and the S, the spiritual, Pies. And physical means, once I get this new job, everything's going to be okay. Or once I get fit, lose weight, everything's going to be okay. And we want balance and intellect. Once I finish, get a degree, then I'll be taken seriously or I'm open to more jobs.
Right.
Emotionally, we want to keep that emotional balance. So if I don't get one of these, I don't go, screw it, I'm going to throw it all away. Hell with this, I quit. And then spiritual, of course, to get balanced spiritually. The problem is, first let me show you what we're going to draw first before the problem. The goal is to get 4 equal parts because we all want balance. We all need all 4 parts. You can't just live all spiritual. You need the emotional, the intellectual, and the physical.
Yes.
Well, before I discovered these unity principles, I was pretty much 80% physical, maybe a sliver of intellect. I thought I was smart, but I wouldn't have been smart if I was in all the trouble I was getting into.
Right, fair enough.
And then the remainder was an emotional, and there was no spiritual. I mean, I didn't need God for anything because I was
Right.
going to make it happen. But
we
what
talked about it too. You did say to people, probably you would have agreed, you believe.
Oh,
in
of
God.
course. I would say, yeah, I believe in God, but I never really had it as an active faith that I could apply in my daily life.
Yes.
So what would happen is things would usually not go my way, and I would get emotionally upset or unstable about it,
Right.
react accordingly, and then have to start from scratch with another idea on the physical plane that's going to make it work.
Sure.
But
That's
we got
pretty common way to go about it.
But we got to get along on the physical plane. We all need our health, our jobs, our careers, intellect, emotional, and
Yes.
spiritual. So the goal, of course, is to have equal quadrants so we
Right.
can live a well-balanced life. We can't just focus on this. And if we try to make these equal by going, okay, I'm only going to do this amount of physical, like working on my career from 8 until noon,
Yes.
and then I'm going to go do some physical exercise, then I'm going to relax and read a book, and then I'm going to go meditate for 2 hours. And for emotional well-being, I'm going to practice being a little more loving or gentle with myself.
Sure.
But that doesn't work because that's all based on self-will. So what do we do?
What do we do?
Simple. All we need to do is focus here. Just like Butterworth said.
Yes.
Whenever you're feeling out of balance, don't try to push the balance that you feel out of balance. Just go back to stop and meditate. Do the next right thing that's in front of
Right.
you to do.
Right.
Call the prayer line.
Yes.
White Anhydra, now pray.
Yes.
Ask them to let go. Whatever it is, you can let go of it.
Yes.
And the amazing thing is, when you put your spirituality first, everything else is first class.
Yes.
But as soon as I try to, I'm running low on money, and I don't trust in God or bring
Yes.
it back to my higher power that I'll
Yes.
be taken care of, and calm my mental state, my consciousness
Right.
down, so I can attract more money,
Right.
more income, or more opportunity, it gets worse. And then my emotional, and that's when we get out of balance. So if you're feeling a little out of balance at any time of your day, just remember it's very simple. Focus on the spiritual.
Right, because then from here, it's almost like this is really the center of the whole
Yes.
thing. And everything else really swirls around it. Because here, if physical action is required, now I know which one it is. If
Yes.
there's something emotional need, like if I need to cry or whatever I need to do, laugh my head off, whatever, then I know. If it's intellectual, there's some information I need, like you
Yeah,
say,
it
just the
comes.
facts.
Yeah,
If I need to get
yes.
into it, I find it out. But this is like the engine that drives all this other stuff.
Yes.
So it works out perfectly.
So that's P.I.E.S in a nutshell.
That is P.I.E.S. And notice, this is not an escape from all of this.
No.
This drives all the rest of that stuff.
It aligns everything else into perfect alignment.
It does. So that is our quick installment. And as always, thank you for being a part of Funniest Thing on Unity Online Radio and now YouTube.
That's true.
Message. Your message from